Ulverscroft and Boldwood present Breaking His Law, written by V.H. Nicolson and read by Audra North and William MacLeod. Prologue. Arianna, age 15. A faint hiss of what sounds like high-pressure steam escaping from a tea kettle rouses me from the deep slumber I can't remember drifting into. My body jerks in response when I let out a staggered, raspy cough as the pungent vapor of gasoline consumes my nostrils, filling my lungs and mouth, hitting the back of my throat. Sharpness spears my shoulder from behind, making me shriek, and I suck in a breath when pain radiates through my shoulder as if a wave of needles is stabbing my skin. I'm unable to stifle my cough, and a high-pitched yelp, followed by a long, drawn-out groan, leaves my chest. "Where am I?" I mumble. Forcing my eyes open, I blink repeatedly, desperately trying to make sense of my surroundings and not gag on the fumes in fear of more pain that may come with even the slightest movement. The haze lifts, and my vision becomes a little clearer, but it doesn't stop the panic bubbling in my throat because I don't know where I am or why I seem to be lying down on the floor. Is it a road or a carpet? I glance around the space and silently plead for a clue as to where I am. The telltale signs of being inside a car begin to piece together. Tiny, smashed pieces of glass everywhere, jagged, contorted metal poking out in directions they shouldn't, mixed with the smell of burnt rubber and a continual hissing sound I can hear coming from somewhere in the distance. My body takes a moment to tell my brain that I want it to move, but like a caged animal, I'm trapped with no way out. With my head to the side, my cheek is pressed against something that feels like metal, and I'm unable to lift my neck because something hard is stopping me from above. My breathing labored, it sounds wheezy, and I wince as a throbbing sensation builds across my flattened cheekbone. The smell of gasoline grows stronger by the second as cold liquid soaks into my clothes, wrapping itself around me like a suffocating fog, thick and inescapable. Overwhelming my senses, the noxious vapor catches the back of my throat, and I dry heave, my stomach doing somersaults from the high levels of toxicity in the tight space. My jolting movements have me scratching my cheek against the metal below, making my skin sting from the gasoline seeping into what I can only assume is a wound on my face. It burns like the fires of hell, and when I try to reach up to feel it, my arm won't cooperate. I give it a yank, but I feel nothing, as if it's not there. I know it is. I can see the shocking pink fabric of my gymnastics leotard that's covering my shoulder leading to my arm. I'm numb. That's when it all hits me at once. I squeeze my eyes shut, praying that it's not true. But when I open them again, it's still there, my pink leotard, and I know I'm not dreaming. Riley and I were at gymnastics practice, something I've done since I was 6 years old. I only started because I wanted to be like my big sister, but I absolutely love it, and it turns out I'm pretty good at it too, which is a bonus. Like every Thursday, Mom and Dad picked us up, but instead of going straight home like we usually do, we went for pizza at Franco's to celebrate Riley and me making the finals for the state championship on beam, which we found out at a meet last weekend, and we're only celebrating now. We were driving home. It was late, dark, foggy. Then bang! My heart rate spirals out of control as my brain catches up with what happened. We were in a car crash. If we hadn't made the state championships, we wouldn't have had a reason to celebrate or be out when it was dark. Breathing harder, I cough frantically as the agonizing fumes continue to fill my lungs, now making my eyes sting and water as well. Trying to tilt my head back slightly in search of my family, I let out a scream of horror when my eyes fall on my sister's lifeless body, still in her teal leotard, lying face down on the asphalt outside of the car. Desperate to get to her, I wiggle my body to free myself, but nothing happens. Just more pain, much stronger than before, making the urge to vomit relentless. Anguish climbs my throat. "Riley!" Her name comes out of my mouth with a crack, my heart mirroring the same physical pain. "Mom? Dad?" Searching around the inside of the car, I sweep the space, assessing my dire situation. Unable to find my parents because my head is restricted, I call out again in frustration. "Mom? Dad?" No response. "Help!" I call out as best as I can. Through the fog and over the sound of what I think is the car hissing, I hear quick footsteps. "Help me, please!" I try again, praying someone, anyone, will hear me. The footsteps run closer. "I'm in here!" Making sure they can hear me this time, I shout louder. "I'm stuck! Please help me!" I plead. "And my sister!" My emotion bubbles over, and I sob hard. "Can you help her? Can you see my mom? Is that you, Dad? Please, help!" My words fade out as I weep. Shit. A weak and wobbly whisper of a man's voice utters, followed by, "Shit, shit, shit." The fear is evident in his hurried cuss words. Tears wet my face, the fat droplets mixing with the fuel that's gathered around my cheek like a puddle. I look at my sister's motionless body again. "Please, help my sister," I helplessly beg as the sound of the man's footsteps begin to run away fast and disappear, my hope fading with them. "No!" I bellow as loud as I can into the ether. "Please, come back!" Panicking, I jolt my body upward. Instantly, I'm hit with searing, white-hot pain in my back, making me feel like my shoulder is being ripped open, and I scream into the emptiness. Feeling woozy, my body goes limp, and, as hard as I try to keep them open, my eyes shudder close. Floating memories dance through my mind. My mom laughing, Dad dancing with her in the living room, my sister and I chasing each other around the backyard, and laughter, so much laughter. And as I go under, everything disappears into a black hole. Chapter 1. Ari, 14 years later. As I run the tip of my forefinger in a circle around the lip of my cocktail glass, a loud roar of jovial laughter from behind me fills the bustling bar, pulling me out of the hypnotizing movement. It's packed to the rafters with white-collar workers, and the noise levels rise as they celebrate the start of their weekend. In the mirror along the back wall, I cast my eyes down the line of people seated to the left and right of me, chatting, laughing, and catching up with friends. This time next week, it will be me kicking back, rejoicing the 2 days away from my new boss, the son of a corrupt man. And while I won't be working for him directly, simply being within reach of his orbit makes me want to scrub my skin raw. My new job is a means to an end. I have a plan. I'm uncertain whether I can accomplish it, but I will give it my best shot, for my family's sake. Unease runs through my veins, causing me to wiggle on my bar stool. To settle my nerves, I lift the cocktail to my lips, enjoying the bittersweet taste of my Manhattan, the herbal undertones filling my mouth with full flavor and making me hum in response. I rest my glass down on top of the hammered, copper-topped bar. That hit the spot. I already feel better. "Can I get you a drink?" A man appears next to me. Here we go. Cheesiest pickup line ever. Letting out a dramatic groan, I twist my neck in the direction of the man who the cocksure voice belongs to, and, recognizing him instantly, I look away. Predictable. "I'm good, thanks." I rest my hand over my now empty glass. I wondered if he would have the balls to talk to me. After all, he's been watching me in the mirror for the last half hour. Far from subtle, he's been checking me out, making eye contact, then looking away, smirking, then looking back. He's an incorrigible flirt. So cliché. Just no. Flipping my long brown hair over my shoulder, I survey him once again. I swear this guy, in what looks like a suit that costs more than my entire shoe collection, must do this every Friday night. He's not specifically interested in me. Nope, not at all. It's because I'm a new face and have never been in this bar before. I'm fresh meat, and judging by the length of his incisors, he wants to eat me alive. Ugh, no thanks. I'd rather chew off my own left arm. "Are you sure I can't buy you a drink? Because it looks like you could use a refill." He lifts his hand to get the bartender's attention. I shake my head in response. "I'm fine, but thank you." I push the glass away from me. Resting his forearm on the bar, he stares at me, turning the awkward dial up to a solid 10. "It's like that, is it?" he asks. I don't follow. "Like what?" I gesture with open palms. "You want to cut out the niceties and just come back to my apartment?" He tilts his head to the side, and his hooded eyes drop down my body before his mouth shapes a smug grin. Presumptuous asshole. Knowing exactly what he's implying, I ask, "I'm curious. What led you to believe that?" He moves closer to me, his mouth finding the shell of my ear. "Because for the last 30 minutes, you've been eye-fucking me in the mirror." His words feel like ice chips being poured down the back of my dress, and I shiver in disgust. The delusional prick. Since I arrived, he's been undressing me with his eyes, not the other way around. I lean out of his closeness that I don't appreciate and pull a fake smile. "Sorry, I didn't catch your name." He flashes me his teeth, looking pleased with himself, as if he's already assumed he's won me over. "Chase," he answers. Well, Chase. I twirl my hair around my finger playfully. "You see, I don't know what your wife would say if I went home with you. Do you?" He flinches, snapping backward as if I'd slapped him. "My wife? Shit! How do you know about her? Is this a setup?" His voice trembles, brows growing worried with lines, and his gaze darts around the bar. Coolly, I reply, "Here's the thing, Chase. Guys like you are so easy to spot. Your wedding finger has a clear indent in it, as well as a tan line." I point to his left hand as I turn to the side on my bar stool to face him full on. I slowly cross my black stocking-covered legs and continue. "Your wedding ring is now wrapped around the ring finger of your other hand, but it's too big for it, and that's why you keep fiddling with it." He stops immediately, tucking his hands into the pockets of his dress pants. "It doesn't feel right on that hand, does it? because it doesn't belong there. Red blotches grow across the skin of his neck, while his movements become agitated at my directness. Satisfied that my observation was correct, I add further, "Also, I watched you take it off and switch its position 20 minutes ago. Dumbass." I raise my finger in the air to make my point and wag it at him. Be careful not to lose that, or your wife will start asking questions. Chase flashes his teeth as if he were about to say something, but I stop him in his tracks. And partly because I can't help myself, I go on to say, "Let me take a guess." I feign overthinking, looking up to the left, then tap my fingers against the bar. You have an apartment in the city for the nights you're working late, but it's really a fuck pad to cover your illicit affairs while your wife is sitting in an obnoxiously oversized house in the suburbs. I stop for a beat. With one child? I wait for him to give me an answer, but he doesn't. I guess again. 2 children? He remains stoic while I take another guess. 3 kids? Are you a witch or something? His hand nervously runs through his slicked back hair. 3? Wow, you have been busy. He spits venom my way. Fuck you. You wish. Swiveling round on my ass to face the bar again, I deliver a parting farewell with a finger wave over my shoulder, dismissing him. Have a great night, Chase, and please do your wife a favor and divorce her already. She deserves better. I hear him muttering under his breath, which sounds a lot like fucking frigid bitch, as he storms off, and I laugh to myself as I signal to the bartender I would like a drink. Another Manhattan, please. Smiling, I point to my empty glass. I'll get that. A $100 bill is slapped down, then slid across the bar by a strong, tan hand in the direction of the bartender. And Macallan single malt on the rocks, please. For a beat, we stare at each other in the mirror before slowly turning to face one another. As if in slow motion, I'm hit with a wave of energy, like a pure shot of electricity that awakens something deep in my core, and I hate it. Because it's him, Nathan Hart, San Francisco's top personal injury attorney, billionaire playboy, and the son of the man I want to destroy.
Chapter 2. Nathan. I can buy my own drink. Thank you, though. The feisty woman who gave Chase Jerkoff Torres the virtual middle finger rejects my offer to pay for her drink with a dismissive wave of her hand. Her fiery glare pierces through me, as if daring me to challenge her. But instead of being annoyed, a grin tugs at the corner of my lips. There's something intriguing about her. She's refreshing, and oozes confidence that most people spend a lifetime trying to master. Well, I say, resting my elbows casually on the bar, seems like you've got everything handled. For the record, I wasn't trying to get you to come home with me. I just thought you might enjoy a drink with some company that doesn't fall into the douchebag category. Her lips twitch, almost betraying a smile, but she quickly masks it. Nice try, but I don't need company. Noted, I reply, raising my hands in mock surrender. Then I reach to unbutton my navy suit jacket. However, I would like to buy you a drink to congratulate you on sending Chase back to his wife. I like a woman with strong morals. It's a lie by omission. I spotted her as soon as I entered the bar. All legs, dark hair, curves for days, and snarky as hell. She's a fucking smoke show, and I immediately wanted to know everything about her. You know him? She points her thumb in the direction Chase left in. And his wife, I confirm. You were right. Suzanne deserves better. Her voice sounds hopeful about her suspicion when she asks, So I was right about the 3 kids? Right on the money. Knew it, she says triumphantly with a smug grin, before she draws her lips into a thin line again. Something about her tells me she doesn't let her guard down very often, if at all, and doesn't trust me or anyone. Not easily, anyway. The only reason I know this is because I recognize a lot of myself in her. Guarded, takes no bullshit, and can smell a rat a mile off. I guess that's what makes me the top personal injury lawyer in the city. I'm a skilled listener and can read between the lines, hearing what's not being said. And I have an innate ability to analyze client nuances. It's what sets me apart. My success isn't just built on knowing the law, it's also knowing people and how to read them, which I'm an expert at. For instance, right now, I know the woman with the tempting mouth who was quick to reject my offer to buy her a drink is now reconsidering. The slight tilt of her head, the irritated way she's tapping her fingers on the bar, and the subtle softening of her posture give her away. She's unaware of her body leaning closer to me. It shifted by only a couple of inches, but I notice. And the way she's licking her lips while staring at mine, as if she's imagining what it would be like to kiss me, is a sure sign that she's attracted to me, and I bet she hates herself for it. As she continues to assess me, I can sense a question lingering on the tip of her tongue, but she's holding back. So I say what I know she's eager to hear, because she's trying to figure out if I'm a gentleman or a sleazeball. I know Chase because he's a lawyer, like me, but please don't mistake us for being friends. My friends are faithful and loyal to a fault. Unlike Chase, he's a shitty lawyer with a shitty reputation. I wasn't asking, she bites back. You didn't need to. The bartender puts our drinks down on the bar, and I slide the $100 bill his way, instructing him to take it. Keep the change. Thank you, sir. The bartender tips an invisible hat and smiles appreciatively before he walks away. You are not buying me a drink. The stunning woman whose name I've yet to find out scrambles through her purse, pulls out a $50 bill, then attempts to hand it to me, but I refuse it. Keep your money. Your company is priceless. I shoot her a grin while lightly pushing the bill back toward her. If you insist, you can get the next one, but I'd rather you tell me your name as payment for the drink. Who said I'm accepting this one? She points at her glass, and I almost believe her poker face. Because I told you that you are. And she'll have another drink with me. Trust me. The curiosity flickering in her emerald eyes makes it obvious. She wouldn't still be sitting here if she wasn't drawn to me. Letting out a defeated sigh, she tucks the $50 back into her purse. I'll get the next one. I swivel around on my bar stool to face her, grab her seat, and pull her closer to me, making the wooden legs screech against the floor, my legs now on either side of hers. Good girl. My words make her pupils dilate as she sucks in a breath. It's the confirmation I needed. I do affect her. Now will you relax? You're so uptight. I place my foot on the footrest of her seat. What are you doing? The confidence in her voice slips away. You were too far away. I hold her gaze. Is that okay? Yes, I guess so. And if you're this close, no one will try to hit on me again. She surveys the bar, biting her bottom lip between her teeth, looking less self-assured than a few minutes ago, and I bask in the effect I'm having on her, because I'm a sick bastard. and know I'll have her coming all over my dick before the night is through. I pick up my drink and swirl the amber liquid around the bottom of the glass, making the ice chime against the tumbler before taking a sip of the spicy whiskey. I'm incapable of taking my eyes off her. She must sense me watching her, because when her eyes hit mine, she gulps hard and stares back, completely motionless. And fuck me if she isn't the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Where the hell has she been hiding? "I'm not sleeping with you," she blurts out. She's lying to both of us because her right eye twitched, giving herself away, and I let it slide, for now. How about a name, then? Or is that off the table, too? She clears her throat, shifts in her seat, then formally holds her hand out and introduces herself. "Ari." I slip my hand into hers, noticing how soft her skin is. "Nice to meet you, Ari. I'm Nathan." Batting her doe eyes, she snaps, "Just because I gave you my name doesn't mean I'll be going home with you tonight, Nathan." There's not an inch of believability in her snarky comment. "You sure about that?" I continue to hold on to her hand and give it a squeeze. "I can assure you that's never going to happen."
Chapter 3. Ari. "I hate lawyers," I pant as Nathan Hart, the man I finally came face to face with, the man I wanted so desperately to hate, but instead found myself undeniably drawn to at the bar tonight, fucks me to the edge of oblivion. "Your pussy disagrees. You are fucking soaked, Ari." Thrusting his hips, he slides his cock in and out of me, much faster than he was before, teasing my inner walls, his balls slapping off my ass, and I know I won't last long as pleasure builds between my thighs. "How the hell did I end up in your penthouse?" I moan, my breaths coming out in short, stuttered bursts, my tits bouncing up and down with the force of his powerful movements. "Because after only 2 drinks, you couldn't keep your hands off me." His words escape in quick breaths. Shit. I don't just hate lawyers, I hate myself right now. Because he's right. What the hell am I doing? I'm going to hell for this, and having sex with Nathan Hart was never part of my plan. He charmed me, I swear he did. Nathaniel Snake Charmer Hart. That should be his new nickname. Maybe it is already. And maybe this is his strength, making whoever he meets feel at ease, hypnotizing them with his charm and good looks to get whatever he wants. His dry humor and air of power about him are all part of his performance, too. He's a showman in court. Well, that's what the tabloids say, because he fights for clients who have been wronged by megacorporations, medical malpractice, catastrophic injuries, wrongful death. He plays big and plays to win. He's a show trial lawyer, articulate, assertive and compelling, persuasive. So persuasive, I'm convinced that's how I ended up in his bed. Although I rack my brain for evidence of that and come up short. Nothing. He never asked me to come home with him. Instead, he challenged me when I said I wouldn't sleep with him. "Are you sure about that?" His words whiz around my head like a washing machine on full spin. Shit. I came here on my own free will. I do want this. I want him. Which is bad. Terrible. I feel like a stranger in my own life. Back at the bar, before I could unpack my thoughts, I kissed him. I made the first move because I wanted to feel his lips on mine. I couldn't resist the way his lips tugged at the edges of his mouth, like he knew exactly what he was doing to me. Infuriating, really. Every syllable out of his mouth kept me hanging on every word and rolled off his tongue like honey. His confidence had me captivated. I felt every cadence and inflection in his pitch and tone that sent shivers down my spine. It was too much. The pull toward him like an atomic handshake or elemental attraction I don't fully understand. I'm drawn to him, and I know he feels the invisible force between us, too. The tension, the flirty banter, every look he gave me told me he wanted me. It became unbearable, and I had to have him, needed to feel his hands on me. The ones that briefly brushed against my thigh, then my hand. And before I knew what was happening, my hand was laid over his as the next drink flowed. Then I was pulling him outside. I didn't stop him when he pressed me against the wall, and he cupped my face with those big, strong hands of his, all sinewy and dominating. And it was game over. His kiss was like nothing I've ever experienced, filled with passion and longing. The way his tongue touched mine with gentle dominance, like a maestro leading the orchestra. A perfect balance of control and emotion, igniting a thunderous crescendo of notes humming through my body. It was electrifying and left me breathless. With one flick of his tongue, it was like he suspended time, holding me in place, building the anticipation. While we waited for his driver to pick us up, I begged him. Yes, begged, which is most unlike me, for him to take me home. I've never wanted a man as much as I want him. My clothes were off the minute I stepped inside his obnoxious penthouse, and I had my legs wrapped around him and was riding his cock before we even entered his bedroom. There is something seriously wrong with me. It's like I threw my morals off a cliff and waved at them as they crashed into the ocean below. Who am I right now? Oh, I know. I'm Ari, the hypocrite Donovan. But this isn't romance. There will be no happy ending after I do what needs to be done to bring his family down. For tonight, I'm choosing to be here. It's just one night. And I'm guessing I made the first move because I figured that being in his apartment would work to my advantage twofold. First, I get what I want because it's been far too long since I had sex. Second, being here means I'm surrounded by everything him, and I can maybe learn more about the man behind the power suit, possibly gain insight into his weak points, then use it to destroy his family's law firm. And, okay, having sex with him wasn't part of the plan. It's unexpected, and my shame clings to me like a vice, pressing against my skull, threatening to crack it open, and yet I'm not leaving. Can't, because he has so much control over my body right now. I'm defenseless. I should leave. Stay. The sex is great. My inner sinner wins. That's what I will do. I'll use him for sex to get what I want. Nothing else, because I'm the one in control here. I'm behind the wheel, pushing forward at full speed. Although it feels like the other way around by the way he's controlling my body, and every glance, every touch, every whispered word chips away at my resolve, making me question if I truly have the strength to see this through. But I have to. I can't afford to waver. My family deserves justice, and his family deserves to pay for what they did. No matter how much I want and don't want to be here, no matter how much I crave him, I can't forget why I came in the first place. So, I'll take what I need tonight, then I'll ruin him. Which is a pity because he's fucking amazing in between the sheets, and I swear his long cock is trying to puncture my cervix, teasing pleasure from my body and awakening every visceral nerve ending. I'm certain if there was an award for having a beautiful cock, he would win. I can't stop the flapping of my heart. It's as uncontrollable as the tide pulls to the moon, magnetic and unescapable. "Oh, God!" I cry out as my back arches off the bed and the heat between my legs grows hotter, coating his cock in my arousal. "Not God, baby. It's Nathan." He punctuates every word with a hip thrust. "My thrust. Name thrust. Is thrust. Fucking thrust. Nathan thrust. Got it," he says through gritted teeth as he delivers another punishing drive of his hips. "Fuck, Ari, you have to come. Your pussy is so tight, it's squeezing my dick." Digging his fingertips so hard into the skin of my ass, I know they will leave an impression. He holds himself deep, as if trying to stop himself from coming. "Don't stop," I beg. I really dislike who I am right now. "Feels so good." My words come out breathless and needy. He wraps his hands around my wrists and flattens his muscular tan body against mine, his skin rubbing against my nipples, making them pebble. His abs should be illegal, and I can't stop looking at his unbelievably handsome face, with his dark hair, piercing blue eyes, and muscles for goddamn days that I want to explore more of. He's like the poster child for billionaire playboys, which I can't stand. Beneath all the money, power suits, and private jets, I bet he's just another spoiled daddy's brat. But I love how he's filling me up, pushing my hands above my head, about to give me one of the best orgasms I've ever had. I know he's going to ruin me for every other man. I crumble like a cookie under the weight of my own thoughts and arch my neck back when he licks it, causing a shot of scorching heat to run down my spine. "Be a good girl and come for me," he mutters against my skin, pressing my wrists into the mattress. Nathan crashes his mouth over mine, slipping his tongue between the seam of my mouth, and I inhale sharply when he slams his cock in and out repeatedly, teasing my orgasm out of me. There's nothing romantic about this, not even close. It's rough and carnal. I crave it. I want more. It's one night only. Our tongues touching, they twist around each other, tasting, licking, exploring. It's sinful and illicit in every way as he pummels his hips into mine. I wrap my legs around his waist to pull him closer to me because I can't seem to get enough of him. It feels so right, so good when it shouldn't. It's so wrong, wrongfully right. "Come," he mutters against my lips. My orgasm hits me with force when he commands me to, and I come so hard I see black mixed with shimmering lights flashing beyond my vision. It corkscrews around my body, unwinding tension and replacing it with intense pleasure. The feeling so euphoric, it feels like it's setting me free. He comes with me, emptying himself inside of me. I'm grateful he wore a condom because I'm sure I would be pregnant otherwise, as he keeps coming, shuddering, roaring my name as if he's said it 1,000 times before, and wearing it like a badge of honor. It's hot and hellish in equal measure because I know I'm not special, and he probably does this every weekend, each notch on his bedpost mentally recorded in his brain. Fuck! Shit! Fuck! Your pussy is... He grits his teeth together and touches his forehead against mine, his hot breath dusting my face, and he douses me in his spicy scent I want to know the name of. No, I don't. He smells like poor choices and bad ideas. I clench my inner walls around him, pulling every drop of cum out of him as he jerks and slides himself in and out of my body, much slower now, as if he can't stop. I don't want him to. He feels incredible inside me. He kisses my forehead, then my temple, before moving to my cheek, and then kisses my lips again. It's intimate and makes my heart feel like it's galloping faster than a racehorse about to cross the winning line. It's too much. Still hate me? He asks, staring down at me, sounding pleased with himself. Even after I gave you one of the best orgasms of your life? Looking up at him, it takes every piece of self-restraint within me not to smile. You're an arrogant asshole. My tone is snarky and brat-like. There is no way I'm telling him how earth-shattering my orgasm was. The way you screamed my name tells me it was the best orgasm you've ever had. Oh, shit. Did I scream his name? This is terrible. He can read me like a book, and I hate that. I regret everything that has happened tonight. But not really. A little, perhaps. Not enough to stop. I've had better, I lie, and he knows it when his mouth shapes a devilish smile. You're a terrible liar. He captures my lips with his and kisses me breathless, turning me into a puddle of liquid gold. His touch makes me feel as if I'm glowing like pure molten heat, and it's running through me like a river of fire. And you're too beautiful for your own good. His confession makes a place inside my heart and settles there for safekeeping. But the embers of his words feel like hot barbs scraping against the inside of my throat. Words I shouldn't like, but do. Sliding himself out of my body, I moan from the loss of him and instantly miss our closeness as he slowly releases my wrists. Resting back on his haunches, he rolls the condom off carefully and ties it before he tosses it on the floor. Keep your eyes on me, baby. He doesn't need to tell me twice. I haven't stopped looking at him. So, you hate lawyers? He asks, resting his hands on top of my knees. He spreads my legs he's kneeling between wider, then runs his hands down my inner thighs, causing goosebumps to scatter across my skin, every hair on my body standing to his attention. I do. I answer, much quieter now, and I'm unable to tell him I love how he makes me feel, although he'll know how turned on I am by my juices dripping out of me and from how hard my nipples are. And I don't hate all lawyers, just his family, but I keep that to myself. I lose all logic when his fingertips reach my pussy. The way he's touching me has me questioning everything I ever thought about sexual chemistry. The air is humming with it, his touch like crackling static electricity on my skin. He pushes my pussy lips together, pressing my oversensitive clit, then runs his thumbs between them before gently pulling them apart. But you like me doing this, even though I'm a lawyer? Yes. My body betrays me, and a whimper slips from my mouth when the pad of his thumb rubs my clit before he sinks a thick digit inside of me, followed by another, His pupils turn darker with desire when I cry out his name, something I seem to be incapable of keeping under wraps. My nipples tighten when he curls his fingers against my inner walls, as if beckoning me to come again. He wraps his other hand around his hard-again cock and fists himself. "You're so good at that," I admit, because there's no denying he's experienced. My hips move, riding his fingers as if they have a mind of their own. "How old are you?" I already know how old he is, but I want him to tell me. 44, he replies, fucking his cock with his hand. My mouth waters as pre-cum leaks from his slit. I want to taste him and run my tongue up the thick vein of his shaft. And wow, at 44, he's got better stamina than my last boyfriend, and he was only 30 years old. "Are you asking because I'm in my 40s and you think I can't fuck all night, Ari? I bet you can't last all night, old man." I push buttons I know I shouldn't be pushing. "Fucking smartass." He pulls his fingers out of me, slaps my pussy, and inserts them again. The mix of pleasure and pain has me piercing the air with a cry, as if I'm a wolf under a luminous full moon. "Is that all you've got?" I tease him breathlessly, making him repeat his action, and he spanks my pussy much harder this time, giving me what I wanted. "I need to come," I moan, moving my hips quicker to chase my release. He stops stroking his cock and holds my hips still at the same time he stops moving his fingers inside me. "You will come when I say you can. Now, be a good girl and tell me, how old are you, Ari?" I respond faster than a bullet out of a gun, desperate for him to let me come. 29. You can be my sugar daddy." I'm messing with him, and he knows it. He moves his fingers in and out of me again, much faster this time, as if he likes my answer. "Make me come again, please." I fling my head back into the mattress as he teases my inner walls, rubbing my G-spot, and I grab onto his hand, urging him to go deeper. The sound of my wet arousal, combined with my moans and him fisting himself, join to make our own symphony of ecstasy. "Look at me when you come," he demands. As if under his spell, I obey without question, unable to tear my eyes away from him. "Good girl." I quiver at his praise-filled words, which is not something I thought I would like, but do. Our bodies work together so well. It's weird and wonderful, and at this point, I have no control over my actions. I do anything he says as he expertly pulls another orgasm from my body. Pleasure shoots through every part of me, robbing me of all my senses. My toes curl into the bed, and my fingers dig into the skin of his hand as the intense orgasm leaves me trembling and shaking, soaking his fingers with my juices. "You are fucking beautiful, Ari." His eyes pierce my soul as if he's searching through it, unraveling my thoughts. Unsettled by the emotions stirring within me, ones I'd rather not confront, I look away, unwilling to let myself feel anything more for him than the attraction of tonight. I want to feel nothing when he looks at me, and when he lowers his voice, I don't want my pulse to stutter in my veins the way it is now either. He's an arrogant man with too much charm for his own good, but my body isn't listening, and my thoughts are betraying me. Regardless of how many reasons I stack against him, I crumble the moment he tells me how beautiful I am again. Does he really mean that? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Giving me no time to recover, he removes his fingers from inside me, and I jolt at the loss. Too tired to move, I watch him lick my cum from his fingers. Holy shit, that's hot. Then, he's reaching for another condom on the nightstand. Tearing it open with his teeth, he rolls it on his hard cock while I'm still lying completely boneless. My breathing hasn't even had a chance to return to normal, and, faster than my brain can keep up with, he lies down on the bed, and, making it seem effortless, his strong, defined muscles flex as he pulls me on top of him. Lining his cock up with my entrance, I widen my legs as he slides in easily because I'm so wet. For him. Now, fuck me like you hate me, Ari. He thrusts upward, making the thick tendons in his neck bulge with tension. Well, that's easy. No, it's not. Okay. Being this agreeable is completely out of character for me. Shit, I'm in massive trouble. But I'll stay the night and have a snoop around his fuckboy penthouse in the morning before the sun rises. That is my endgame, after all.
Chapter 4. Nathan. The San Francisco sun blazing through the vast panels of glass in my bedroom is what wakes me up. I'm slightly dazed, and then it hits me at once with the force of a tornado. Ari, the phenomenal woman I spent the night with. Patting the other side of the bed, which is cold, I quickly roll over and confirm I'm alone. Disappointment washes over me like a rain shower on a sunny day. It's unexpected, and I'm unprepared for the thick emotion building in my throat. I wish she hadn't snuck out. Grabbing my cell off the nightstand to check the time, I scrub a hand over my face to wake up. 8 o'clock. Shit. It's the latest I've slept in years, which is likely due to the siren that screamed my name until the early hours of the morning. For someone who said they hate lawyers, she sure didn't complain when she was sucking my cock. She even told me how good I tasted and how perfect my dick was. That is the first time a woman has ever told me that, and I didn't miss how she mumbled to herself about how it was made just for her, then told herself to shut up, which I found amusing. Maybe she's right, because it felt like it was made for her. But that can't be right, can it? As weariness set in, she seemed perfectly content nuzzling into me before falling asleep in my arms. 1, I never have women stay over, and 2, I'm not someone who snuggles. But with her, it felt good. Right, even. I'm drawn to her not just for her beauty, or because I lack anything in my life, but her energy in that fucking smart mouth of hers drives my dick wild. She's different. Forget her. You don't have time for a woman in your life. I throw back the comforter and storm across the room, then pull on a pair of boxers before heading out of my bedroom to search for the woman I hope is still here and who I appear to have a new obsession with. Moving into the open space of the living area, I stop in my tracks, then hide behind a pillar and watch in amusement as Ari struggles to find her clothes. Where the hell are my panties? She hops up and down on one leg as she puts on one of her heels and then the other, her long dark hair swishing everywhere as she runs around. Pull yourself together, Arianna. I roll her full name over my tongue, testing how it feels. Arianna. It's pretty, like her. I'm fascinated by everything about her, and I watch on, mesmerized as she comes to a standstill and holds her hands out on either side of her. Taking a deep breath, she surveys the space before smoothing down the fabric of her red dress that kisses her sinful curves. Screw it. Who needs panties anyway? She shakes her head, grabs her purse, and makes her way to the elevator, making her heels ricochet off the marble floor. Shit, she curses, before walking on her tiptoes. Oh, she clearly does not want to be caught sneaking out. Normally I struggle to get rid of the women I choose to keep me company. Not that I do that very often. In fact, it's been so long since I have, I can't even recall when I last had sex, and Ari creeping out is a complete surprise to me. Not one I like. In fact, I fucking despise it. It's Saturday, which means I'm playing tennis with my brothers this morning, then working later. But I'd rather cancel my plans and spend the day with her, because I want to get to know her better. Wishful thinking? Maybe. A pipe dream? Definitely. I never had these thoughts before. Odd. I don't think I like them. There is no time for a woman in my life. That's why I never got married. I didn't even come close. I never found someone I could see myself committing to. She would have to be something kind of wonderful to put up with my manic hours and enormous workload and possibly raise children by herself. I never wanted to inflict that on anyone, and that's why I vowed to stay single forever, despite what my mother expects. I watched her raise me and my 3 younger brothers single-handed, while my father worked his ass off to build the law firm we all now work for. We employ hundreds of lawyers, making us one of the largest law firms in the country, but he made sacrifices and was never around. He missed every baseball and football game my brothers played, and he never once made any of my tennis matches. Since I took over running the firm alongside my 3 brothers, I understand why he was never home before midnight and only took 1 vacation a year. The firm demands your time, all of it. Between cases, I barely have the time to sleep. There's no space for anything else, let alone a wife. Working long hours is how kings are made, and I don't need a queen. Although, weirdly, settling down with someone is something I've been thinking about a lot lately, which is stupid of me when I know it's not an idea I should entertain given my career. However, having been invited to more weddings than I have digits in the last year, I've started to wonder recently if I'm missing out on something. If all my friends are getting married to their soulmate and finding love, maybe there is something more to the whole marriage thing they have become obsessed with. It doesn't matter, because that's not for me. It can't be. And I'm not a sheep. I lead and don't follow. Remaining silent, I hang back in Ari's blind spot, carefully watching her. Come on. She presses the call button repeatedly, as if that will make the elevator come quicker. While staring at the digital counter, she shakes her knees back and forth nervously. The whirling sound of the elevator signals its arrival, and it chimes before the doors open. Silence, she hisses, her fingers motioning toward the elevator doors. You're going to ruin my escape. I curl my lips. Without even knowing it, she's funny. The doors were open, revealing my 3 brothers standing inside, and their loud and overlapping voices instantly go quiet as they have a stare-off with Ari. There's a beat of silence, and I see the power she has over them. She's breathtaking, and one look from her can render you speechless. Something that happened to me several times last night, specifically when she was sucking my cock like she couldn't get enough of me and looked up at me with those big eyes of hers. She wasn't just doing it to please me. It was because she was enjoying it and needed more as she turned herself around and sat on my face and sucked me until I couldn't see or think straight before she came all over my tongue. What a rush. Why the hell am I letting her leave? Because it was only one night, you fucking asshole. I do not and will never do commitment. Fantastic, Ari mutters under her breath before she says a polite, "Morning." Nodding her head in the direction of the elevator, she points to it. I was just leaving. Eventually, Max, who is younger than me by 4 years, is the first to jump into action and exit. Right, yeah, good morning, he coughs. Then my youngest brother, Cole, awkwardly steps out of the elevator, following Max and avoiding eye contact with Ari. Sorry, we were just... Please ignore my brother's bad manners. Eli, who is 7 years younger than me, trails behind them, apologizing for their stunned awkwardness. Morning, ma'am. I don't miss the way his gaze drifts over her curves. Oh, these must be yours. Sounding surprise, Max hooks his finger into a pair of panties hanging from the side lamp on the entry table and holds them out for Ari to take, the amusement in his tone evident. Turning brighter than a strawberry, she whips the sliver of red silk off his finger and scrunches it into a ball inside her clenched fist. Please pretend you didn't see that. Her gaze bounces back and forth between my 3 brothers, who are looking back at her. Max holds his hands up in mock surrender. I have no idea what you're referring to. Great. She steps inside the elevator, and I take this moment to reveal myself and say goodbye. Her face pales as I come to a full stop just outside the doors. I cross my arms, plant my feet firmly, and lock my gaze on her. Arianna. Nathaniel? She holds her chin high, and I take note of the way she checks my physique out before the doors slide closed. Then she's gone. Why do I wish she was staying? Who the fuck was the siren? Max. Spill the tea, or whatever the fucking saying is. Eli. Please tell me.